Coming off of an expected defeat to the number one team in the country, the Maryland Terps return home for their penultimate home game in the 2024 college football season and welcome in Rutgers in what is a must win for the Terps. They need to get to 6 wins. They're at 4 with 3 games remaining. It's must win, do or die for the Terps if they want to be bowl eligible for the third straight season. It's another Maryland football preview here on the Flex Zone podcast. God's favorite host. Sack that subscribe button. Go ahead, give it a stiff arm. Hit stick that like button and go ahead, bulldoze that bell. Sound off in the comment section. Sound off in the comment section anything you're thinking about with the Terps, predictions for the game, and leave your favorite emoji if you have nothing else to say. We appreciate you here on the Flex Zone podcast, only place giving you sports how you want it, when you need. Let's go back to last Saturday where they took on Oregon, and they, like I mentioned in my preview, covered the spread against Oregon, losing 39-18, losing by only 21 points. Spreads were 22, 23, 24 and a half, 25, but Maryland flew cross country, didn't wet the bed, and they hung with the number one team in the country and only lost by 21 points. That's a win right there, ladies. So big ups to the Terps for that effort. They held Dylan Gabriel to only 183 passing yards. He did have 3 touchdowns. He did break the all-time touchdown record in college football, breaking Case Keenum's record. And he threw it to his offensive lineman. So not expected there. Billy Edwards had 206 yards, a touchdown. Maryland has lost 5 out of their last 6 overall. Taz Johnson was hurt, as I mentioned, coming into the preview, their number one receiver, but Trayshawn Holden, he got a career high in yards, 6 catches for a career best, 149 yards. You got the backups coming in doing what the starters do. It's just not going to end well. That end of the first half, Holden did leave the game for a little bit, but he came back. But Oregon did start slow. They had some penalties, 12 for 95 yards. But that fumble, that sack by Jordan Birch, I told you, watch out for Oregon's defense. They can get after the quarterback. Sack, fumble, scooped up, scoop score by Brandon Johnson, 62 yards. Maryland did cut it to 14-10, but then Oregon just started to pull away. He did, as I mentioned, break Case Keenum's record for most touchdowns responsible for, and Maryland did have another touchdown and a successful 2-point conversion, but the Terps had some turnovers that pretty much did them in, and then that was all she wrote. Maryland, the last time they played a number one team before last Saturday was 2019 against the Ohio State, and have not defeated a number one ranked team since downing UCLA in 1955. So this week, they do welcome in Rutgers to SECU Stadium. It is a 6 p.m. I repeat, a 6 p.m. start time on Fox Sports 1. So a nice evening start time for the Maryland-Rutgers game this Saturday. Remember, tonight, we have Maryland and Marquette, number 15 ranked Marquette coming in the Xfinity Center to face the Terps, looking to improve to 4-0. And then you have the Maryland football team on Saturday at home. They're playing an ultimate home game against Rutgers, who is 5-4, 2-4 in the Big Ten. Maryland 1-5 in the Big Ten, 4-5. Maryland can't win at home. Maryland doesn't even have a home field advantage. And the crazy thing about this is Rutgers just beat Minnesota, who whooped Maryland's ass 2 weeks ago. So Rutgers beat a very good Minnesota team, and they beat them kind of convincingly. What was that score? They beat them. Let me get that score for them. They beat the Golden Gophers. They sent them back to Minnesota. They beat them 26-19. It was a home game, Rutgers, but they beat them 26-19, and a big time win for that program. They're 5-4. Maryland's 4-5. Rutgers wins this, they're bowl eligible. Maryland is favored by 5 as of this recording. Over under 52.5. Their running back is the key, I think. Mr. Monaangi. He's got almost 1,000 yards. You got to watch out for him. He's got 10 touchdowns, too. I think Rutgers is very good at the running game, and very good stopping the run. Maryland's struggling to run the football. I think they're going to have to throw to set up the run. But this is a game Maryland has to win. As mentioned, Maryland will host Rutgers on Saturday, November 16th at SECU Stadium at 6:05. Start time on Fox Sports 1. It is Military Appreciation Day, and this will be the 11th meeting for these teams. Well, they'll meet for the 11th straight season, Maryland is 7-10 against Rutgers as members of the Big Ten, including wins in their last 3 meetings. The Terps have scored 24 or more points in all 10 games, marking the longest streak against any opponent. Remember, Rutgers was doormat on the floor of the Big Ten for the last 4 or 5 years. Maybe over the last year, they've become more relevant. The last time they met in College Park in 2022, the Terps won 37-0, so shut them out, marking the first Big Ten shutout for the program. Roman Hemby had 3 touchdowns for the second time that season, and the defense held Rutgers to just 135 total yards, 10 punts. But these aren't your father's Scarlet Knights in the football realm. Ty Felton is 80 receptions, 979 yards. He leads the Big Ten in receptions and receiving yards and 6 in receiving touchdowns, most among power conference players. He had 7 catches against Oregon and has tied for the most catches in a single season in Maryland history. He will set the single season record with his next reception, and with 21 more yards will become just the 4th Terp with over 1,000 yards in a season since DJ Moore in 2017. So tremendous Ty Felton getting it done again. Billy Edwards is 5th in completions per game and has thrown for at least 200 passing yards in each of his last 9 games as well. He became the second Terp this century with 300 first passing yards and 35 completions in a single game as well. This is a must-win. It's a must-win. Stop the run. That's going to be my first key. Don't beat yourselves. No stupid penalties. No stupid mental errors. They did a pretty good job last week against Oregon. Oregon made a lot of the mental mistakes and errors. But stop the run. No stupid penalties. No mental communication errors. And 4th, defensive front of Maryland dominate the offensive front of Rutgers. I think this game will be running 1 in the trenches. Whichever team can control the line of scrimmage will win this game. So I think if Maryland can make Rutgers one-dimensional by stopping the run, get after their quarterback, I think the Maryland front 7 can beat Rutgers front 7. Now, don't get me wrong. It would not shock me if Maryland wets the bid and loses to Rutgers, but I see Maryland getting the advantage with that, stopping the run enough, maybe forcing a turnover, and I see them on offense. Use the passing game to set up the running game. This offensive line isn't very good. Use quick screens. Use some other ways to get the passing game to open up the running game. Like I said, quick screens, quick slants. Use Prater. Use Ty Felton as an extension of the running game on quick short passes. Throw it to the running backs out of the backfield. Use the pass to set up the run. Usually it's use the run to set up the pass, but use the pass to set up the run. Score touchdowns in the red zone. That's going to be very imperative. I think they set up for a lot of field goals against Oregon, left a lot of points on the board. You don't want to do that against Rutgers. You want to be in the 30s. I think if you can get to the low to mid 30s, you're in a good place, I think, personally, because I don't think Rutgers has the firepower offensively. They want to run the ball, win time of possession, grind it out. But I think if you can use the throw, the passing game to set up the running game, score touchdowns in the red zone, And I think let's get some explosive plays. It's hard to have long sustaining drives, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 plays. Let's get Ty Felton. Let's get 5 or more explosive plays over 20 yards, a run from Hemby, a run from Edwards, McDonald, Ray, Felton, Prather, Howard. Somebody make a big play. It's a lot of dink and dunk. We haven't seen many big plays over the last few weeks by this offense. And I think maybe taking some shots early in the game on early downs and really trying to use play action potentially and use Billy Edwards to move outside the pocket. Don't keep him as a statue. Give him the option to run or take the ball and throw it down the field. Maryland's got to win this game. You lose this game, you got Iowa at home, your final home game of the season, and then you have Penn State, who's going to be looking to get into the Big Ten championship game. But they lost to Ohio State, so we'll see where the cards fall where they may, because Indiana and Ohio State still have to match up as well. But let's not be goofy, Maryland. Let's get it done. You're 5-point favorite. You are the better team. You're the more talented team. You should be the better coach team. Who is Rutgers? Let me see, because I don't even know who Rutgers football coach is. I slipped up my mind right now.
Is who? Who? Go
Google it.
Go Google it.
Let me see. Rutgers football coach is it Greg Schiano? Yeah, it's Greg Schiano, former Tampa Bay Buccaneers coach. The all-time leaders in Rutgers football history. Their season back in 16th overall. He coached them in 2001 to 2011 before returning in 2020 after coaching at the NFL level with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers most notably. He's a hell of a football coach on the college level. So Mike Locksley, the coaching staff, you're going to have to bring your A game because Schiano is well-versed, very experienced, has this team. Like I said, these aren't your father's Scarlet Knights in any sport, football or basketball, but football, they are getting better. And I think next year, they could be a team. Maybe they could be next year. Not saying they're going to be undefeated. Maybe they could be like Indiana next year. So we'll see what happens there. As I mentioned, with the keys to the game, as I try to bring it up real quick, stop the run, make them one-dimensionals, no stupid penalties, no mental errors. The Maryland defensive line, the Maryland front seven dominate their offensive line. Offensively, use the pass to set up the run. Score touchdowns in the red zone. Obviously, no turnovers. We're going to throw that in there because we don't want any stupid turnovers. Did a good job pretty much last week outside the sack fumble because no turnovers. So offensive line, do your job. Everybody, do your job. And 5 or more explosive plays. That's plays over 20 yards in the run and the pass. Felton can get over 1,000 yards. Let's have him have a wonderful day at the office. Let's get him double-digit targets. Let's get him 7, 8 catches for 150 yards and a touchdown or 2. Let's get Prather 5 or 6 for 70 yards. Let's get Hemby and throw it to them out the backfield. Use the screen and check downs as an extension of the running game. So we'll see what Mike Locksley and his offense throws up. I think it's going to be very, very important because last week we saw some positive things. They just have to finish drives, hence why I placed 4 touchdowns in the red zone. But I do think Maryland gets the win on Saturday evening. I'm going with I think this will be a back and forth, edgy seat, down to the wire game. The over-under is, what is 52.5. I think it's going to be, this is going to be tough to call score-wise. I'm going to say a lower scoring game favors Rutgers because they want to grind it out, win time of possession, run the football, and play keep away. So I think Maryland needs to hit that over. I'm going to say Maryland 33, Rutgers 31. Last second Maryland field goal for the win. Special teams gets it done. That's the best way I can put it. It's really going to be that. Hopefully, maybe in special teams, I want to talk about that game real quick with the special teams with Maryland. How did they do last game? Let's see. real quick with the box score. We had our boy, one of the best punters there is, Brian McPherson, 4 punts, 169, 3 inside the 20, 51-yard long. Pose was 1 for 1 for extra points as well. So the special teams doing better as of late. So special teams, I think, can be the difference in this game. Maryland's punting ability to flip the field, and ability overall to really make the kicks. If they're going to get inside the 40, you're expecting 3 points from this team, and that's a wonderful thing right there. I can't be mad at that. And I think that's really, really good for this team against Rutgers. Like I said, Maryland has to win 2 of their last 3. They got to win this week against Rutgers. And then you got to be either Iowa at home or Penn State on the road, which is highly unlikely. And I'm one of the most optimistic people I know, but I don't see that happening. And I thought before the season they had to beat Iowa at home, that last home game of the season, to get to 9 wins. But Iowa is offensively on a whole nother level than they've been in recent memory. They might be able to put up 35 plus on Maryland. Iowa's kind of underachieved this season, though, so this would be a time to get them, maybe get that state win. They're only 6-4. And honestly, their quarterback, McNamara, is he better than Billy Edwards? Probably not. And their running game is amazing. That Johnson kid, we'll get to that preview next week, but he's going to be someone you're going to stop. Rutgers has a good running back, Caleb Johnson, who is only a junior, so he'll be back next year probably, but he's got over 1,300 yards. But Rutgers has a good running back. Iowa has an all-conference, all-American caliber running back outside of probably Ashton Jeanty, the second best running back in the country. So we'll see what happens. I think Maryland wins 33-31, that last-second field goal, edge of your seat, nail-biting, high, heart palpitations, blood pressure medicine needs to be taken, cold beverages nearby, adult beverages nearby, because it's going to keep you on the edge of your seat. I love the 6 p.m. start time. Maryland's penultimate second-to-last home game. We'll be here to talk about it. We got the Maryland basketball preview on the channel, talking about the game against Marquette. Spoiler, I think Maryland get to 4-0, possibly even 8-2 in their first 10. We got the preview here for Maryland, and of course, the wonderful, wonderful rivals of Rutgers in the Big Ten. We have Baltimore Ravens post game coming up on Sunday after the Steelers game, and we have the Washington Commanders post game show, which we did last night after their loss on Thursday Night Football. Preview for that was done this week as well, so check out all that content, and we'll be live tonight for Mike Tyson and Jake Paul and Friday Night SmackDown. Stack that subscribe button, give it a step on, and stick that like button. Sign up in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts, and leave your favorite emoji if anything else. Let me know your thoughts, how you feeling, what you like, what you don't like. How do you feel about Maryland? Can they get bowl eligible, win 2 out of the last 3? They got to win Saturday against Rutgers. If they don't, then it's pretty much I do to your bowl hopes. I'm getting out of here, guys. Have a great day. See you on the channel for more content and recap it throughout the week as we move forward. As the football season winds down, college basketball picks up. And we are your home for Terps coverage and sports coverage here on the Flex Zone. Only place giving you sports how you want it, when you need it. Have a good day, everybody.